Just a short while ago, DAL was actually the top selling prop manufacturer in the market, and now that is Gemfan, followed by HQ. Gemfan with all of their really great props, and HQ with just their S4 prop. That's pretty much the only prop from HQ that really sells today. And before talking about this prop, which is the DAL 5043, I'd like to point out that we have a absolute metric ton of 5-inch props in this market now, and there are so many good props to choose from that I urge you to just pick up a bunch of props and see what you think. However, I will still give you my opinion on this prop, but I'll try to make it short and concise. So this prop is DAL's attempt at re-entering the prop market because they've been focusing on their cameras, and so this is their attempt at a freestyle prop that's high response and low aggression. So it's 50-43, or at least it claims to be a 43 pitch, 4.3 pitch. The weight on the prop is 4.2 grams. The Gemfan 5146.6 is 3.9, 4 grams, around there. And the HQ S4 blade is 3.6. My scale was previously reading 3.7, 3.8. So it's a tenth or two lighter than the Gemfan prop, and the DAL prop is a tenth or two heavier than the Gemfan prop as well. Now let's line them up and take a look at the pitch of all the props. As I've said in the past, it's really hard to trust prop manufacturers in their naming of their props. It really just sounds like they're making up numbers to name their props after. And so I look at this profile of the blade just to see what it looks like the prop might be with respect to the aggression of the prop and how it might respond in the air, how it might perform, and how hard it might be to push through the air. In this view, you can see that the S4 blade on top looks like it's a little bit shallower pitch than the Gemfan blade in the middle, and the DAL blade on the bottom actually looks like it's very similarly pitched to the S4 blade on top. But again, this is really hard to tell these things. I'm pretty much just seeing, is it aggressive or is it not? There's a couple things I look for in props to try and guess what it might perform like, or at least what the response might be. One is the prop weight, and the other one is the actual aggression of the pitch of the prop, how hard it might be to push through the air. I think those two things together are what give you the response of the prop. And I look at response because I like really responsive props, but I don't want to give up everything else as well. And so let's first talk about the Gemfan and the S4 blade, because those are my two preferred props. That's why I'm comparing them to this new DAL prop, because I think that those two props are the best props in the category that it needs to compare against. So the Gemfan 5146.6 has been my preferred prop until the S4 prop came out, which the 5146.6 is still a fantastic prop. The differences between those two props are that the S4 prop is a little bit more responsive. The Gemfan prop is considerably more efficient at cruising around. The S4 prop is no longer slow, but the Gemfan prop is definitely faster as well. The DAL prop, by comparison, is not as responsive as either of those two props. It has about the same efficiency as the S4 prop, and very similar speed to the S4 prop as well. I wouldn't say it's the fastest prop. I think it's very comparable to the S4 prop. I think the Gemfan 5146.6 is a faster prop, is a more efficient prop. It just doesn't have the response that the S4 blade has. And that's about as far as I'm willing to go at this point, because really, we have so many good prop options. Just pick up some props, give it a try, and see what you think, and pick the ones you like. I prefer the Gemfan 5146.6 and the S4 prop. Those are the two top selling props at this point in time, and of course that's going to change tomorrow. So I hope this was helpful. Oh yeah, one other bonus thing. Let's talk about this quad. So this is a new quad that I've been testing, and I recently just built just a couple days ago. And so this quad is very special because this is my attempt at a lightweight kind of 5-inch acro build, and I have been experimenting in this lightweight 5-inch acro thing for a while now. I've been trying to get a really lightweight frame because there comes a point when you don't really destroy your gear anymore. I mean, I haven't had like a really major crash in quite some time, so I'm just looking for better performance, and I'll give up some durability for that performance. So I have designed a couple of different lightweight designs, and I have somehow been able to save like almost 20 grams off the regular glide frame that I had previously designed. 20 grams, that's a lot of weight off the frame weight. So this is like, this particular frame we're looking at is only about 18 grams lighter than the glide, but it is the glide. It's the same design, it's just a 1.5 millimeter body plates and 4.5 millimeter arms. And so the durability is definitely less, and you definitely can feel it when you flex it in your hands. However, it's 18 grams lighter. I mean, that's almost an entire motor. That's like more than half a motor lighter. And so this is a 20 by 20 Mamba stack build in there, and it performs just phenomenal. It just performs phenomenal with an all-up weight of 578 grams with the GoPro in there and an ND filter in there. The TPU mount in there weighs 23 grams just on its own, so I'm not really saving weight there. And I'm using a 1050 milliamp 6S battery. And I've said this in the past, and Steele has said this as well. Ladrib is an outlier. He doesn't really count in this category, but also, what's his name? Kevin Daughtry has said this as well. I've heard in one of his videos, where this 580 gram mark is really kind of that golden 5-inch category mark where you get really fantastic acro performance. You have really good control of the quad. Everything's performing really great. This quad is using 2305 motors, and I'm really surprised that the 2305s are able to hold up. It's the Amaxino 2305 motors. They're really fantastic motors. I'll talk more about the motors and about this quad and everything later, but I just wanted to point out that give it a shot not using crazy big TPU parts all over your quad. I know I'm using this big TPU camera holder, but I'm just lazy. But try not putting those little booty things on the ends of your arms and just using tons of like antenna mounts and random stuff all over your quad. You'll probably like the way it flies more when it's a little bit lighter. And a lot of people are going to jump in and say, oh, they love heavy quads because they're more throwable. That is absolutely the farthest thing from the truth. Yes, heavy things can cut through wind easier, but it all kind of depends on the overall power of the quad, how much momentum you can generate to quote-unquote throw the quad over a tree or whatnot. You can still think whatever you like, but that's the actual truth. It's dependent upon momentum, and if you add weight, you're not adding momentum, you just can't go as fast to throw the quad. So this quad in general performs really fantastic. I'm going to be, again, moving into this category of lightweight 5-inch acro builds. Lastly, I wanted to ask if anybody has any dental questions or any dental topics in general that you're somewhat interested in knowing more about. Put it in the comment section below. I'll definitely go over it in my future videos. I have a lot of things I could go over, but it's really hard for me to decide what to go over because, I mean, it's so dentally that it's not something that any normal person would probably even consider interesting in any potential way. So yeah, let's leave it at that. Floss your teeth. Bye-bye.